Lesson 21. Part 1. Advertise. They advertised in the newspaper that they had a used car for sale. Attack. They attacked the enemy at sundown. Blacksmith. A blacksmith makes things with iron by heating it and hammering it into shape. Brook. A brook is a natural waterway smaller than a river. Ceiling. Lying on the sofa, he could see the ceiling of the room. Comfort. I tried to comfort Jean after her mother's death. Confine. Please confine your remarks to the subject we are talking about. John was confined to bed for a week with his cold. Convert. Give me time and I'll convert her to our political party. Cunning. He is as cunning as a fox. Delegate. Our club sent 2 delegates to attend the meeting. Part 2. Dim. The light is too dim for me to see. Drag. The horse was dragging a heavy load. Emperor. Napoleon was the Emperor of France. Estate. The rich man left a great estate when he died. Exclaim. It's 8 o'clock, his mother exclaimed. Fierce. He bought a fierce dog to guard his house. Fortunate. You are fortunate in having such a fine family. Gaze. For hours she sat gazing at the stars. Habit. Some people say that smoking is a bad habit. Hop. He had hurt his foot and had to hop along. Part 3. Independence. People on these islands fought for independence and finally succeeded. International. A treaty is an international agreement. Kite. A kite was flying in the air at the end of a long string. Leisure. She spends at least half of her leisure in reading. Machinery. The factory has much new machinery. Melt. The ice will melt when the sun shines on it. Modest. The hero was very modest about his great deeds. Nervous. A person who has been overworking is likely to become nervous. Offer. He offered a few ideas to improve the plan. Pack. She packed a suitcase for the trip. The camper had cooking equipment in his pack. Part 4. Paw. The dog lifted his 2 front paws before his master. Pigeon. Pigeons are often trained to carry messages. Poverty. His ragged clothes and broken furniture indicated his poverty. Project. A project to build a new church was discussed at the meeting. Reduce. She is now 150 pounds. She has to reduce her weight. Reply. She replied to my letter right away. He made no reply to my question. Rifle. A rifle is usually fired from the shoulder. Salary. His salary will be increased next year. Section. Mother cut the pie into 8 sections. The teacher sectioned the history class by ability ratings. Shoot. He shot at a bird but missed it. Part 5. Slope. We climbed the steep slope of the hill. The railroad slopes up slightly at this point. Spider. A spider is a small animal with 8 legs. Starve. They got lost in the desert and starved to death. Structure. The structure of English is quite different from that of Chinese. The City Hall is a large stone structure. Swallow. We swallowed all our food and drink. In the early evening, the air was filled with graceful swallows. Tender. Cook the meat a long time so that it's really tender. He tendered us money as payment for the book he had lost. Trust. A child puts trust in his parents. You shouldn't trust him. He is dishonest. Vest. He likes to wear a vest under his jacket. Weed. Many weeds are growing among the flowers. He spent the whole afternoon weeding in the garden. Yield. This land yields good crops. The enemy finally yielded to our soldiers.